The American pilot lies naked in the bomber, completely unresponsive even as shells explode around him. When his superiors tried to award him a medal, he refused to put on his uniform, forcing the general to pin the medal to his hat. He does this to protest the U.S. military's Catch-20 rule. Near the end of World War II, the U.S. military kept extending pilots of service by increasing flight missions. To retire early, pilots had to prove they were sane, but requesting discharge proved you were sane. It was an unsolvable paradox. To prove he was crazy, one soldier flew recklessly and terrified his comrades. A fellow soldier challenged him with a stick, daring him to fly again. The soldier grinned and dove the plane. The plane suddenly lost control, crashing into his comrade and killing him. Overwhelmed with guilt, the soldier crashed his plane into a mountain and took his own life. Joseph, watching his teammate die, resolved to apply for discharge after completing 25 missions. But Catch-22 also demanded absolute obedience, allowing superiors to increase missions indefinitely. Since the German Luftwaffe was so powerful, most U.S. pilots survived no more than 10 days. On his 16th bombing mission, Joseph watched his friend's bomber get blown to pieces. Devastated, he just wanted to finish the remaining 9 missions and leave the war, but luck didn't hold. On his 24th mission, his bomber was hit and he barely escaped by parachute. After recovering from his injuries, he asked to be discharged, but his superior told him that only the mentally ill could go home. With no choice, Joseph obeyed and flew his final mission. But as soon as they arrived, the bomber's engine was hit and the gunner was killed by shrapnel. Joseph flew back to base. Trapped by a Catch-22, Joseph began walking around the camp naked in protest, refusing to comply. But it made no difference. He was still sent on bombing missions and ended up flying 51 in total. This is a limited series called Catch-22. Catch-22 isn't just a military rule, it's everywhere in the real world, and we can't break it. And it's like being locked in a mental hospital. How do you prove you're not crazy?